Go.
So I noticed that a lot of people, when they practice Tai Chi, they have their hands slightly curled. It makes sense because we think that in Tai Chi we're supposed to be relaxed. And so when you're relaxed, your hands are curled. So Lynn, right now, that's a natural state. But unfortunately, when your hands are curled like this, you're not actually opening the hands to the extent that they need to be open in order for the chi to reach the tips of the fingers. Okay? So as you know, because I've talked about this before, we have 6 meridians that either begin or end in the fingers, and we have 6 more meridians that begin and end in the toes and the feet. So when your hands are curled like this, the chi doesn't have the easiest path to get to the fingers. Now, there's 2 ways to open the hands, and I'm going to move closer to the camera for just a moment. One is to start from the fingers, and Ross, this is what I told you to do last time, extend the fingers. Now that makes sense, but as I was thinking about it last night, that's really not the best way to open the hands. The best way to open the hands is to realize that in the center of each palm is an energy gate that I like to think of as like a mouth. So when your mouth is like this, you can't get much air in. So similarly, when the mouth in your palm, I call it purse, is closed because the fingers are curled, then you don't get as much chi circulation. So the best way is to open the mouth. So just hold your hands up and open the energy gate, and notice how the fingers extend. You're not really intentionally extending the fingers, you're merely opening the energy gates in your palms, and the fingers will extend. So far, so good? You remember this is called the laogong point in each palm. Okay, now keep those energy gates open and drop your hands down so that they are facing the outsides of your thighs. And when you, now, one thing, good. Now touch your hand for a second. Okay. So without tension, open without tension. There you go. And okay, so not with tension. Open with intention. There, good. Okay? Great. So when you're standing at attention at home, for example, instead of standing like this, stand like this instead. Open the energy gates in the palms, and you'll already start to feel more energy flowing down into your fingers. So far, so good. Okay, now, let's put this to practical use. I'm going to show you several Tai Chi postures where it's important not to curl the fingers. So we can do the first posture, which is cross hands. So I notice when a lot of people do cross hands, they let the fingers curl in a little bit. When you open the energy gates in the palms and the fingers extend, then you can really start to feel the chi flowing out to the palms and the fingers. Okay, so this is one. Now drop your hands for a second. Let's talk about brush knee push. So most people, when they do brush knee push, they kind of flop the hand, okay? As soon as you flop the hand, you're closing this mouth. Okay, keep the hand alive. Yes, and then dive down, stand up. Good. Now at the end, when you stand the hand up, this is very good. We call this, Penny, can you see this? Mm-hmm. Seat the wrist and stand the palm. So when we start, the hand is like this, but as we finish, we seat the wrist and stand the palm so that the energy gate is facing forward. We don't want the end brush knee push in this position. Good? Let's all do that now. So let's just do a wind up. We'll put the right foot at an angle. We're going to bring the right hand parallel to the ground to begin. Left hand without closing the fingers. Step. Now start with the brush down, left pinky. Dive down. Stand up. And open that palm to the front. Okay, so Ross, you're doing ward up.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay, that's good. But we can pick ward off next. So let's come back for a second. Let's go back to this position. So when we talked about holding the ball, the problem that people have when they hold the ball is I tell them to be round, especially with the top hand. So I'm going to make a mistake. I'm going to be round, but again, I'm going to collapse my fingers. The roundness comes from the wrist and the elbow, not the floppy hand. So let's hold the ball on the right side. So we're going to shift to the left, pivot the right. Right arm is going to come up and round, but don't round your hand. Left hand comes under to hold the bottom of the ball. Step. And when you go to ward off, again, the roundness comes because of the angle of the wrist and the elbow and the shoulder, but not the hand. You still want the hand to be alive. Good? Let's do the next ward off right. So sit back, pivot. Keep the mouth of the hand open. Hold the ball without curving the hand. Step out. Now this time both hands are up. Ward off right. So here, when you have your hands, one hand is horizontal, one hand is vertical. So this one is correct. This one is like almost. There you go. And trapped between these two palms is a ball. Between the palms. Good? Okay, so again, all the way from ward off right through grass sparrow's tail, don't collapse the hands. Go to the corner, sit back, keep the hands and fingers extended, alive. When you press, once again, don't collapse the hands. When you wash the left hand over the back of the right hand, again, keep the hands, palms open, fingers extended. Good? Okay, great. Now, let's do one other. That was good for the first time. So when we do kicks, well, let's talk about the kicks first. When we were doing kicks, there's another place where people have a tendency to curl the hands. So if you're going to do a right heel kick, you can do it with me. Keep the hands open and alive, fingers extended, cross hands, and then extend, keeping the fingers pointing up, come back, and down. Good? Now there's one other place where I want to talk about this, because this is where people tend to get into curved hands. So if we have a posture that involves a punch, or a double punch, like box ears, I'm going to show this to you. So we come into box ears, two fists, and then as we come out of the fist, people tend to just leave the hands semi-curved, then they come up into cross hands with curved hands. So when we do our box ears, as soon as you come out of box ears, fully open the hands and then do your kick. Good? So we're either going to have fists or we're going to have open hands. We're not going to be in between. Single whip, we can all do this. Let's go to single whip. Here's the crane's beak. The left hand is open. Good? Now, when we come out of single whip to go into lifting hands, open this hand fully. Don't just open it halfway. Open the hand fully. Both hands are full and alive. Then we can come across and lift hands. Good? Okay, so I'm going to conclude by saying that you want to develop this habit of lively hands, open hands, not just when you're doing Tai Chi, but throughout the day. So periodically throughout the day, just say, are my hands asleep or are they awake? If your hands are asleep, wake them up. This is the way you'll start being able to have chi flowing throughout your upper body all the time. Now, we didn't talk about this, and I'll make another video another time. This is also true for the feet. Your feet can be like clods of dirt, okay? They're not very alive. Or you can begin to wake your feet up. So when you do toe kicks, it's the same thing. You want to really extend the toes, wake them up. And also for walking, heel to toe, every part of the foot should slowly engage with the floor, and at the end you want to spread the foot out. Good? And that way you'll energize those foot meridians as well. Okay, well that concludes today's mini lesson.